What's going on, everybody? Welcome to TeeBoxTalk, episode 53, and we are in a brand new setting for TeeBoxTalk. Josh, where are we?
We're in my basement.
Omada Golf has moved headquarters onto bigger and better things. We're really excited. Honestly, that last room kind of sucked. So this is a way better setting. No more pillows on the wall. I kind of missed the giant check, but I can live without it. Maybe we can squeeze that in here somewhere in the background. But, yeah, I think this is a much more comfortable, much more relaxed setting for TeeBoxTalk. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think what's great about this is my basement's kind of set up like a 19th hole. So I think the scenery for visual purposes is going to be awesome. And I think it's going to be a lot more it'll be easier for us to do guests too, because we could probably bring guests in to stay here and then literally just transition right into doing the podcast. So
absolutely. So today on the podcast, we'll go over a little bit of a weekend roundup. Sorry. A lot of golf stuff going on this weekend, which was great. The PGA Championship was absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations to Koepka. All the great storylines coming out of that. The Celtics are near death, but not dead yet.
Lakers shut the fuck out, huh?
Lakers get swept. LeBron talking retirement. We'll go into some what are we watching, and then we'll end out with a freeform segment if time permits. So thank you so much for joining. Last week, actually right now on the episode, Will, Bagel Davis, myself, Andrew, and Josh on the episode. Claire Hogel episode. How do you think it went?
I think it went awesome. I'm such a big fan of hers, and I think she's so well spoken. A lot of people came up to me afterwards and talked about how Claire she had like a one sentence answer response for everything. Meaning, like, she didn't dodge questions. She wasn't afraid to answer, and she was very methodical in how she went about it.
There was no yes, no either. It was yes and. It was like, or no, but.
Right.
It was stuff like that.
She was really professional. Also, just like a lot of fun. I like her. She's got a great personality. Really fun person to interact with and have on the pod. I think that she also will give way to a lot of new guests that we'll be able to bring on that I'm super excited about. Honestly, I think it will open us up quite a bit. You know, the fun thing about guests and the way we are working here is, yes, we are connected to the golfing world, but it's so funny because golf is a platform. It's like eating a meal, right? Like you're able to share with people. Like, as an example, we just launched our Atlas a couple months ago, and since that time, we've been running basically one singular ad on our Facebook page, and said ad has interacted with so many people in such different ways than we were ever able to do with the Trilite. And we're getting tons of professional football players that are reaching out to us and buying the product, asking to work with us, doing content. I mean, it's been so exciting on that front. And I think that because we don't have such a golf-esque thing, there's probably so many people now. I never really even thought about it, maybe until this moment, where we could be bringing people on that have nothing to do with golf, but also do have something to do with golf because of the nature of golf.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's just like something for everybody. That's our whole brand is built on golf for everybody and team. So, I mean, it's perfect. So,
yeah.
But anyways, we'll get into the weekend. Claire, again, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast. It was great. Bagel, how was your weekend?
This weekend was a stick in my ass. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
It's beautiful all fucking week. All last week, it's beautiful weather out. Probably the nicest, most consistent week of weather that we've had in quite a while. And I had a tee time on Saturday. Saturday rolls around and it rains. So, we canceled the tee time, unfortunately. And, I'm trying to make the best of the day. So Marissa and I go out and we grab brunch at Geneva Diner down the road from us. And as I'm leaving Geneva Diner, I got to blinking check engine light. So long story short, car's in the shop, engine is misfiring, and it's going to run me a decent amount of money that I was not planned for. So that kind of sucked. But, like I said, we made the most of it, and we kind of had a chill weekend and just kind of relaxed. So I really don't have much good to report on from my point of view.
Did you watch any of the golf?
No, I didn't, because I don't I don't know if I had access to it or not, but by the time we got back on Sunday from Marissa's 70th, her grandma turned 70, but by the time we got back from that, the PGA, the final round had just ended, so I wouldn't have been able to watch it anyways.
Well, do you have anything planned for Memorial Day? Because, I mean, we're a half day Friday, and then Monday's off, so what's going on this weekend?
This weekend, tomorrow I'm supposed to play golf with Shanks, which is great. Not really the weekend yet, but Saturday we do this like yearly thing, me, my buddy Joe, his dad, and my dad, where we have like a gathering and we just kind of, drink and shoot guns and
Shoot guns. Where are you shooting?
In his backyard.
Where at?
We set up like a little can setup, and we have a shooting competition. We go out and get lunch. We have a whole day. We go to the meat store. We go to the butcher. We get some good grilling food.
That sounds awesome.
The butcher. Yeah. So that's on the agenda for Saturday. We stay the night there, obviously, and then we come back on Sunday. So I'll probably be working on Monday just because I'm going to Maine the following weekend. So I got to make up for time lost. But other than that, yeah, looking forward to getting out of the house this weekend because I've been stuck there for about 4 or 5 days now.
Yeah.
My weekend, speaking of money lost,
this is like a running joke between everyone I know that we work with, even outside Omada in my father's bit, all this other shit. Andrew's money lost on gas sports.
You know what's so sad? Is what did I tell you right before? So I went to my first ever Celtics game. I went to game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I've never been to a Celtics game before. I was so excited. And what did I tell you right before I went? I said, Josh, I'm like financially pretty stable right now. Like I'm doing good. I've been saving my money. Okay, well, $250 later on the tickets, I got to go to my first Celtics game. It was unbelievable. And then the financial crisis happened where, beers are $20 at the Garden. Food is expensive as shit. The Celtics lost, and of course I had a little bit of scratch on them. And then
scratch on them.
All eyes turned to the Encore Casino after the Celtics.
You didn't, Colucci.
I went, me and Cam were at the Encore till 4 a.m.
Are you fucking kidding me, Colucci?
They're putting something in those $20 beers right there.
Yeah, what are you thinking, Colucci?
A blast. I was controlled at the Encore because
what'd you go down on Encore?
150, a couple $100.
Oh, you stack that night up. That's a $600-700 night off of all that shit.
It was amazing though. It was one of those like I haven't like what else do I got coming up? And now I just save for a trip to Carolina or somewhere that we're gonna go, and I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not sure you fully understand the concept of what saving money is.
No,
you're thinking like I'm gonna save money for the next place I can spend money that's an experience, which I actually don't mind. We're 25.
I just stay at the same level. I never dip below a certain number, but I just stay at that
like
number.
If it was me as an example, if I was like getting a hardcore paycheck week to week right now, my goal would be to take some piece of that and either put it towards something that I own or something that makes money. That's like kind of or save up to buy something that can make me money. But you know what? Because you do know right now, by the way, that banks, so when the interest rates went up, so did the bank's interest rate to you. So it used to be for you and I's life, probably majority of your life, you could get 1% back a year from each bank you saved money from. So you save $100 a year, you get $1 back. But now the rate's gone up to like 5%.
Oh, I have a savings account.
So if
you have like a high yield savings account though, or do you have like a basic savings account?
I don't know.
It's probably a basic savings
I
account.
have a citizen savings account.
Yeah. So like my TD accrues like 0.1 interest a year, which is bullshit. But if you take your money out and you transfer it into a high yield savings account, which is like 4 or 5%, it really doesn't make a huge difference. Like Josh said, like $100 is $5 a year.
Right, you have to have a lot of money to make it work.
Right, so it's pick and you choose. But.
No, I agree with you. That's actually so facts. You're right. I think the more what I was getting at is like if you were saving. I mean, we're young. We're still all of us are in our 20s. So it's like, I don't know. But my point is that maybe I would be trading options then. I would be trading options or something.
Oh,
like
I
that.
have an option up right now. I have an Apple
you
option.
have an option?
I think I've almost lost. I think I'm down. I think I'm down 80% on the option. It's horrible. It's horrible. I have a couple days left before it expires, and I've lost it all. Nothing is going smooth for me right now financially, but
I'll tell you what.
You just said you were stable.
Yes, and then this weekend happened.
You
all
can't
right?
look
Shit
one
happens.
weekend where you spend $500. You're not stable. You're going out. You're probably ordering too much chops. That's what's got you going.
Well, see, it
It's
would
that
have
gym
even
membership,
better, but
just-
it's fucking
The gym membership.
eating $10 a month.
There's
but,
probably like $50
well,
to $75
the
a
clock
month.
struck 2 a.m. at one point, and Smash Burger at the casino was about to close, and I had to get in there. Dude. I had to get in there. I think I spent like $25.
I gotta tell you, that makes me
at-
sick to my
at
stomach
two-
even hearing that,
at
Coachy.
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning, you were loading down a fucking dirty
Smash
burg.
Burger. Oh, it was glorious.
Greasy.
That is
Great.
fucking greasy.
It was the
At
line.
Encore
I'm
Casino.
sure it's smacked. Like
It was
it
smacked
hit.
at the moment, but here's the funny part: the line was wrapped around like in a big S. There were so many people hitting the burger
Coachy's
shop.
getting dirty burgs at the casino after losing on the fucking Celtics bet. You
Well,
picked the
okay,
most.
the Celtics. I didn't bet that much on the Celtics.
What'd you bet?
Like $50,
Yeah, but you know what? What'd you pay for the ticket?
$250.
So you're in
already
300.
300.
Listen,
You're
listen,
like
listen. It's a bad.
450.
Let's move on to your weekend. Let's
It's
move on.
probably yeah, $600 he spent.
Yeah, probably close to it, to be honest with
Dude,
you.
that's why I
But-
don't go into the
but-
city.
but-
I was going on dates. I was living large until I realized, holy fuck, the city's gonna drain my goddamn bank account. I didn't have, you know what I mean?
I got the experience of going to my first ever Celtics
But
game.
stop saying that because you could have waited till next season to do that. You went
No,
to
you don't know what they're gonna do next year.
Andrew, the finals game, if you go to the Garden, it's not that much different. It's just a different game.
It's a different vibe. No, it's energy.
I actually disagree with
Energy.
you. I think the vibe was probably worse at that game than it is a stock game.
So the issue is,
Well, you know, you're trying to take my thunder right now, but the issue is that nobody who actually goes to Celtics games can afford those costs. So all of a sudden, the people
know,
in the
they're
normal season
diehards.
are the diehards. Like, those are the guys who go in and they know who fucking won the Celtics game from 1942. And
well, I will say though, tickets to regular season Celtics games aren't that much cheaper.
No, they're not that much
They're-
cheaper,
they're,
are
they're,
they?
they're fucking criminals over there.
They
They're
are kinda
criminals.
criminal.
What they're doing at the Garden's insane. But anyway, what'd you do this weekend? Okay, let's get off my financial.
What did I do? I think I had a pretty mellow weekend. These days, I mean, not to sound like an old person, but I've kind of, like I said, I've told you guys this. I'm leaning into, you know, what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So when I get to the weekend, honestly, it's a time to like recharge. I'm trying to like not do a whole lot, but kind of like fucking relax, because during the week, if I'm waking up, I'm going to bed at 12, and from the morning till dusk, essentially, I'm fucking on with, you know, different suppliers and working around the clock, then I kind of look forward to the weekends now to hang out and chill. You know, I didn't play golf. I didn't fucking do much. I hung out with my family a bunch. You know, I'm a big proponent of
Family
it's
time.
not what you do, it's who you do it with. So, I mean, I don't know why, too. I'm kind of blanking on what I did. Like,
I don't remember either.
I don't know.
Wasn't it a holiday this weekend? No.
No.
I don't
Anyways.
fucking- anyways, we'll get into the PGA Championship. Brooks Koepka wins the PGA Championship. I think his second or third time doing it.
I think second or third.
Yeah,
At least second.
This brings him to 5 majors,
5.
which is incredible because it's only been in the last 5 to 6 years that he's done it, which is awesome. And also, it's kind of like that live aspect, but of the live player coming in and winning a major. And then a lot of people.
He won the PGA Championship.
I know, which is crazy.
That's a tough look.
A thing that people are a little like butthurt about online is that the beef between Bryson and Brooks is kind of almost evaporated at this point, because like they were like,
There's no drama to suck on.
they were like dapping each other up after, and like Bryson was congratulating him and stuff. So like people are like, oh, I guess that's kind of over. And I guess maybe that makes sense because they both went to live. So like they're kind of at, they're catching heat from everywhere no matter what.
That's a good. You're right. I've seen that a lot too.
I think it's ever since the Ryder Cup, when they played on the same Ryder Cup team, they kind of became friends again. And I guess it just doesn't matter at this point.
Did you see Brooks at the Panthers game?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fucking. I couldn't even tell if he was drunk or hungover.
What,
Or
the
both.
Panthers
He was
game?
something,
Florida
bro.
Panthers hockey.
Like, did you see the viral video of him clapping?
Yeah.
Like, he clapped for like 5 minutes straight, not one blink.
Really?
Not one. It was like robotic. So Clutchy says drunk or hungover. I say something was going on there.
Well, it's crazy because he won the PGA Championship, then went to the Panthers game, and then last night he was at the Heat Celtics.
That's what
I saw that
that's
with
what
his
I
wife.
saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a Florida guy, lives in Florida, so he goes to
The Miami Heat, right?
yeah.
What's his thing with tracksuits, by the way?
I don't know. I think he's just.
He's always in a tracksuit.
I
So
feel
are his
like it's
buddies.
kinda, well, have you seen how I don't know how much of the Celtics Heat series you've been watching, but the people in Miami dress kind of wild. Like there was people like who were sitting courtside who were like dressed in like these wild dresses and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck are these people wearing to the
Clutch,
to
you
an
know.
NBA game?
I mean, you've been to Miami now. You
I've
It's a very
understand how.
vibrant area. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about clout there.
And
that's
kinda
like literally.
artificial, yeah.
There's, I mean, you could say artificial. You could also just. I mean, everything is technically artificial, realistically speaking. I mean, I think what the word you were looking for was superficial, right?
I have no idea.
Okay,
You know me,
anyways.
I'm not a grammar
So-
guy.
Like they're like dressing for appearances.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
dressing because they like to wear cool things. They're dressing because they basically want to have a fabricated image of their people's perspective.
and they're
of
sitting
them.
courtside, so
But
they're
that's
Trying
what-
to show out.
Yeah, they're trying to show out, which is like honestly, you can call it superficial, but I mean, why else would you wear nice clothes if not to try to improve people's perspective of you?
Right.
But I do think that like all the courtside stuff and people wanting to be in the loop, Miami and LA, man, that's what happens there. You just got to get used to that. But anyways,
Back to the PGA Championship.
yeah.
The real electricity was Michael Block.
Yes.
I've never
let's talk
seen that
about it.
before.
I have never seen that either. A
No.
straight dunk on it, like a
Never
straight
seen
ace
it.
dunk.
He fucking took out the lip of that cup.
And from a professional player, he's just a club pro guy from I think Cali,
California. I think he's
Cali
from
or
Cali.
something.
Yeah.
You know, he just lives a very normal life where he just manages a golf course, and he just happened to qualify for the PGA Championship, and he makes the cut, and he's like, wait, what the? I made the cut, like very surprised. He was kind of very emotional the whole weekend, which is, you can take it two ways. You can appreciate it, or you can be like, all right, chill, like just like play. I appreciate it. I think it's cool. I love emotional sports stories. So like, he makes the cut, gets to play with Rory, and then he just fucking dunks.
He played with Rahm too, didn't he?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I will say is that I heard that. Well, two things. I heard that his net worth was already 18 million. So I think he was already doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, I don't know, Clutchy. That
a little bit of a
You're a little
fabrication.
Cinderella story here. I don't
Well,
think
it's the way
It
they
is.
were. It's the way they were talking about it on the broadcast. Jim Nantz was like almost in tears.
I mean, also I'll say this is exactly what the PGA Tour needed to like boost like ratings and shit like that. You know what I mean? Regardless of that, amazing performance. I think he's played in 7 other majors before, but he's only made the cut twice. This PGA Championship included. And then now he gets, a $300,000 payout. His caddy makes $30,000. He gets invited to the RBC Heritage in Canada or something like that, and he's automatically in for the 2024 PGA
because
Championship.
he went up and down on that hole.
Right, like that.
Yeah,
Literally,
the
and
last hole he
and
needed to go up and down.
How did he finish in the event? Do we know?
15th.
tied for.
That's pretty good still.
But-
But you should have seen it, like his up and like it was literally and like physically the definition of a true up and down in golf. Like he was down and then he went up, and then he made the putt, and he had to make that putt to qualify for 15th or
So
to get
nuts.
to place 15th and qualify for next year.
Exactly. So I mean, it's a great story. It's the funny part is like, what if like Liv was like, oh, this is a great story. Let's pay him a bunch of money and get him over to our tour.
I don't think he would. He is like, did you hear a couple of his speeches where like he did it for like the 22,000, PGA Tour members or 29,000, whatever it was. So, I mean, he literally wears like a PGA button on his belt.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a great story. Also, it wasn't like a hole-in-one where it kind of like rolls and rolls in. It was a true dunk, which is still don't really understand how it's physically possible.
Well, it's physically possible because he took a divot out of the cup.
What do you mean?
It was
When you
like
put a golf cup in, if you've watched any of the videos on social media, what they do is they basically cut the hole a few inches deeper, essentially, to where the plastic piece starts.
Okay.
So the cup itself doesn't go all the way up to the lip, because if it did, then the lips wouldn't be true. It would be plastic, and it would fuck with your putts.
Okay.
So it only goes about halfway down, and then they spray paint on the inside to make it seem like the cup actually goes all the way up. So what happened was, when the ball hit, it actually took a divot, because it had so much fucking velocity. It took a divot out of the lip of the hole,
and then it just went.
And then it went in. Because if that wasn't the case,
it would have bounced.
It would have bounced. It would never have been able to go in.
Oh, that's cool.
So physically, it actually wasn't possible without taking some of the ground with it.
That's pretty sick.
And I saw like all the major news coverage of like the shot from behind the tee box, but I think I don't know if you guys saw it, but like a new video surfaced from one of the spectators that was right next to the green, and you can like physically actually see, because like from that far away standpoint, you really can't see if the ball goes in the hole.
No.
But from that up close standpoint, you literally see it like clear as day. That ball drilled right into the back of the cup.
Oh, that's sick. I have to look that up. I definitely want to see that. But yeah, PGA Championship was awesome. Another great tournament. What's the next major? I actually don't know. I'm blanking on it. But congratulations to Brooks Koepka. He's living the life right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I found out something cool about Brooks Koepka, actually. I saw a picture on Instagram, and it basically walked through the statistical performance out of Brooks Koepka to Tiger Woods.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He's right behind him.
Yeah. Well, actually, he's ahead of him on some of the metrics.
Oh, yeah.
So
like where they were in that age.
It was all about finishes. Like Tiger Woods did better, I think, in actually winning, but Brooks Koepka actually beat him on top 10 and top 5 finishes.
Oh, wow.
In his percentile. So like the percent of top 10 finishes. So Brooks Koepka has more consistently actually been in the top 5 or 10, whereas Tiger Woods has outright won more than Brooks Koepka.
Got it.
So kind of fucking wild, though.
I mean, if Brooks plays for like 10 more years, you know, how many majors can he get? You know, can he get to 10?
It's possible.
Can
I mean,
he
he's got at least 10 more years in him, 20
At
more
least.
years. Yeah.
I was gonna say he's young.
young.
Yeah.
How old do you think he's got to be? What, 30?
It's probably like low to mid 30s.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say like 34.
I think that's accurate.
He's got a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka has 33. Yeah. So
Ooh.
you're right
all
there.
right.
That's pretty close.
But yes, PGA Championship was amazing. Congrats to Brooks Koepka. Michael Block, we'll see how that story progresses. He'll probably go on all the news stations, all the podcasts, everything. So.
I heard he had like over 2,000 text messages that day. One of them being from Michael Jordan too. So that's
No fucking way.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
That
he said
is
he
fucking sick.
had 2,000 text messages and he like got through 400 of them, and like he's like struggling to like find Michael Jordan's in the mix. And so
Oh my God, that's crazy.
but he knows it's there. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
How do you get 2,000 text messages though? People just find your number from all over.
I bet you his number's on the golf course that he works at.
Oh, well, it could be, yeah.
As the club pro, maybe he's just in the directory of that golf course or something.
Or he's just connected in the golf world. I don't know.
Who knows? But we'll be hearing a lot more out of him. But that's going to wrap up our golf segment. We'll move on to some what are we watching? Anybody got anything that they really want to get off?
Me. Only because I had severe nightmares last night. So take this with a grain of salt. But Marissa and I have been watching Them on Amazon Prime.
Them? I have not seen it.
It's kind of like a A24-esque show. It's set in 1949 about an African-American family that moves from North Carolina out to California. And I think at that time they called it like the Great Migration and everything because everyone was coming home from the war and moving to like warmer states and stuff for work. And it basically follows this, and it is like it's a horror thriller. So there's kind of like this alternate reality like plot to the show. But the main plot is it's basically like following this African-American family that moves to a predominantly white neighborhood, and it goes through like all the troubles that they face from their new neighbors. And then again, there's like this scary, like, you know, alternate reality aspect to the show as well. It's almost difficult to explain. But we've been watching two episodes every night, and last night I had severe nightmares. So I woke up this morning and told Marissa, I was like, we got to take a pause on that show for a few days. I was like, because it was happening with Sopranos, it happened with like Game of Thrones and stuff. So it's like a trend. So I'm like, all right, we got to take a break for a few days.
Have you finished The Sopranos yet?
Oh yeah, I finished that like a month ago or so.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I just like didn't just stop bringing it up on the podcast because it was like the only thing I talked about for like a straight month or 2 months. Yeah.
What did you think about the ending?
Um,
Did you know that was coming just based on like the memes and like the history?
Yeah, like I know that like they don't show it, and like the producers and shit, like they say that like like Tony gets killed or whatever, and but like I don't know, like
they said
I
that
wish,
years after the fact. Though.
Yeah, but I wish I was a little bit like blue balled, like when it kind of just cut like that, because I feel like they were building, and then it just stopped. So like Marissa thought it was a good ending. I didn't really love it that much, but either way, the show itself was amazing.
My uncle was a huge Sopranos fan. As he was watching it live, he called his cable provider and like bitched them out. Like, how dare you let it cut out? Like, because he thought,
like the cable
it blacked out for a minute before the credits rolled.
I almost kind of did too.
That's what he thought, and so he called the cable company. He was fucking freaking out, and they were like, "No, like that's it. Like that's what happened." And he was like, "Fuck this." But anyways, Josh, what are you getting into these days?
That's a good question, dude. What are we watching? There's so many things on the horizon. I haven't been able to watch Avatar, but I'm like I'm trying to watch Avatar more than anything, truthfully.
Have you not seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet, and it was only in theaters, and now it's actually coming out onto streaming. I watched Kingsman 1, which is like I shouldn't even. I'm embarrassed to even mention that.
It's
I'm
okay to watch movies that have come out.
Not for the sake of this podcast. I don't want to waste people's time and be like, oh yeah, I watched Kingsman 1. It was so good.
Me and Josh got in a fight the other day or yesterday because I think Kingsman, the third Kingsman, which was a prequel to the Kingsman series, was good, but Josh does not like it.
You are one of very few people, based off of the critic responses, that like that movie.
Fuck them. Have you seen the Kingsman series?
No.
I think it's
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I gotta tell you something.
It's like modern day James Bond.
If you ever have a chance, they're all on streaming.
Yeah.
Kingsman it was the modern day James Bond. It is one of the coolest movies. So much fun. Tons of tech and gadgets. Awesome. Yeah, it's one of the coolest types of movies I've ever seen, and the first two are electric. The second one is like even better than the first one, but the third one, they skewed away from everything they did in the first two for some reason.
For no reason at all, they did a prequel.
Yeah,
which nobody wants.
They did a prequel, but what they also fucked up in the prequel is that they skewed away from all the tech, the high action, high pace, and also like Kingsman is there's a weird type of like way they filmed it, and that there's an artistic perspective that they took that they just missed on the third one. They just didn't do it. You'd have to watch it to know what I'm talking about, but highly recommend it to anybody listening. Actually, yeah, there you go. The first three Kingsmen were awesome. New movie. I did watch Air. Did I mention that? Did we talk about that?
You
already?
mentioned it last week, but we never talked about it.
We said we were going to get into it. I haven't seen it yet, but you guys can talk about it.
Did you watch it?
I've seen it. I saw it in theaters.
Oh, did you really?
I would rewatch it 100 times though.
Yeah,
it was fucking.
I gotta say, the Boston guy for me, like a lot of people would think of maybe Mark Wahlberg. Matt Damon's my guy.
Yeah,
I love Matt Damon.
He's my fucking guy.
What was his name in the movie? Sonny. Was it Sonny?
That's a good question. Wow, that's kind of pathetic. I don't even remember.
Either way, I was utterly surprised by how much I liked that movie.
Really?
It was Sonny, yeah. Well, I went into it like not knowing really anything about what the movie was. Like Marissa wanted to go see it, and it was a rainy Sunday. I'm like, sure, what the fuck? And I left like that could have been the best movie I've seen since The Whale.
Really?
So, yeah. I thought it was funny. I thought it followed a great storyline. There were pieces of it that kind of were left up to mystery. Like they didn't even show the young Michael Jordan the entire movie, like they always shot from behind, like over the shoulder. So that was like a cool little mysterious part about it. But I liked how it was about like the progression of Nike basketball. Yeah. And how Michael Jordan influenced that rather than just about Michael Jordan himself.
That's the thing, right? Is that the story was not about Michael Jordan. They partially, I think they did that to make it about what the core storyline was, but I also think they did that because they didn't want to fuck with the real side of it. Because if they have Michael Jordan say something in that movie, everyone in the world is going to take it like it's the Bible. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's crazy. When I watched that show,
The Last Dance.
No, not The Last Dance. The live action
of
the LA Lakers.
What's it called?
Jonah Hill's show. HBO.
Showtime, Primetime, Star Time. You talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm forgetting the name, but everybody knows what I'm talking about.
The Lakers show.
It's the show about the development of the Lakers being bought by Jerry Buss and then Magic Johnson being brought on. Winning Time, that's what it was. Oh, good memory, Klooch. Winning Time. And that movie or that show got so much heat from the players.
Yeah, the old-time Celtics players hated it.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar himself was livid about the portrayal of him. He didn't end up carrying, I don't think, that much. But what's his face in that show? There were like 5 people that sued the writers or the creators of that show right after they launched.
For defamation, right?
Yeah, the guy, So it's like, that story of Michael Jordan being in that room, the one thing I would love to see about that is what he would say after. Like, would he look back at that and say they got it right? Or would he look back and say they got some things wrong and that's not how it went down?
That's true. I would assume it's pretty accurate.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the movie didn't focus that much on Michael. So it was basically like how he did save Nike basketball from bankruptcy, essentially.
Well, there's already been so much stuff about Michael Jordan that, like, the movie didn't need to be about Michael Jordan. The movie needed to be the other side of it, like the story of Nike. Because, like, I still haven't seen it. Right. It's on Amazon. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, to be fair, he didn't necessarily save Nike from bankruptcy. He saved that division of Nike basketball.
Right.
Actually, Nike basketball, which really you're right, was a business within a business, was going to go essentially belly up.
Because even someone for like me, like I didn't know that Nike was predominantly a running shoe company like all those years back. Like I always think of Nike as a basketball shoe, which is ironic.
I weirdly think of Tiger Woods. I don't know why. I think of Tiger and Michael Jordan. And maybe I only think that because I fucking in college when a finance professor makes you do a financial breakdown of like the biggest companies in the world, so like you don't really learn anything. I did mine on Nike, and part of my research, I guess, was the bump that came from Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan, and so I guess that's why what I associate with Nike.
Yeah, I mean, Michael literally took the company, like the division being eliminated, to $164 million in sales in the first year.
It's crazy.
Just
they do $4 billion annually in revenue on just the Air Jordan lines alone, and then in addition to
you're wearing them right now.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're wearing Air Force Ones.
Air Force Ones. Yeah. So technically no, but anyway, his cut, I believe. Do you remember what wasn't it 10% of sales or something?
Did they ever say?
I don't know if they said, but they said that from what I heard, I believe it was 10%. Or maybe it wasn't, but I know they said in the end of the movie that it's estimated that Michael makes annually $400 million in passive money.
That's
from Air Jordan
crazy.
lines.
Yeah, because I just remember the phone call with his mother where she was like, the only stipulation is that Michael gets like basically rev share.
They wouldn't have signed. It was the first time in history that any NBA player was going to get a cut of the actual sales. And I think they fucked it up for basically every other not that, I mean, it's a good thing, but they kind of ousted that piece of the business.
Well, remember me and you watched the Kevin Garnett documentary when we were at the golf show, and it was like, yeah, KG started something when he wanted guaranteed money, and when KG got guaranteed money, that changed the NBA forever, because then every big player was like, I want guaranteed money, lots of it. And so it kind of changed things forever. But so watch Air.
Yeah, you watch it. Great casting, great repertoire between the cast itself. Really honestly like a comedy almost.
Well, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are fucking, I mean, they're two peas in a pod.
On the horizon, there's a new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie coming out. Yep. And yeah, what's that face?
What is it? Is he gonna be the Terminator again?
It's his whole career. I mean,
it's like a documentary.
I think I don't know if it's live action or if it's a doc, but I know that it's gonna follow his whole entire career from when he started bodybuilding to when he transitioned into politics.
Yeah.
The whole thing. He's got a wild story, obviously, and everybody loves him. So that's coming up. The other thing, The Witcher is actually coming out.
I
really
just looked
soon.
it up, June 29th.
June
So
29th,
like
The Witcher.
a month from now.
Month
The
from
Witcher
today.
Season 3 drops.
Getting on the horizon. That's like the heart. I would fucking
gonna
love
be
that
amazing.
movie, that show.
Too bad they're splitting it into 2 volumes, so it's not all coming out at once. They're going to release like a few episodes, then a few episodes later. But yeah, Witcher. And like I said, Oppenheimer, I'm really excited for.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
New Christopher Nolan. And there's a new Scorsese movie coming out with Leo.
I saw that.
And Brendan Fraser.
Got like a 12-minute standing ovation at
Yeah,
Cannes.
here comes with these fucking
I feel like
things.
every movie's getting like a 29-minute standing ovation. Like,
It's the
12
dumbest
minute-
fucking thing.
12
I've
minute
ever
and
heard.
30
wear my
second.
fucking Dr. Scholl's to the Cannes Music Festival next time. Like, I got two to put on the horizon too.
My Dr. Scholl's.
Gotta need those insoles for standing, bro.
I have insoles in these sneakers.
I
It
know,
was changed my life.
I wore these shoes the first day of the Connecticut Golf Show, and the dogs were barking louder than they've ever barked before in my life. Like even after walking like 36 holes. Regardless, for my food fans, somebody feed Phil season 7, I think, or season 6, either one. There's a new season coming out in July, I believe. I could be wrong. Fuck it, it's coming out soon. And then the only other thing to put on the radar, and this is like way, way, way on the horizon, and I sent this to you, Colucci, but Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes.
It's a new Halloween movie coming out in October, and they're already advertising for it.
Which is crazy.
So you know it's gonna be crazy. And I only watched the trailer once, so I can't really speak to like what it's about. But I think it's like these kids get trapped in.
Well, do you know the video game?
No, I don't. Is it a video game?
Oh, I thought
that's
you
even-
sent that to me because you knew the backstory.
Oh no, I just sent it to you because I thought I knew you like Halloween movies.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a big horror video game franchise.
What was it on?
It's
PS2 or
it's
something?
like a PC game.
Oh, okay.
And like you have to like do things quickly and survive all 5 nights, or the monsters get you. It's like really fucking scary. It's on. You can play it on iPhone if you want. You can play it on your iPad, but the traditional version is played on PC. And it's just a game where you have to do quick reactionary tasks, and if you fail or you don't catch the monsters on the camera, they like jump scare you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Five Nights at Freddy's has a huge cult following. That's why that movie is going to be
No,
fucking
I just sent it to you
huge.
because I thought you'd be interested.
Oh, I am because of the video game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that makes it even better for me then.
Yeah. I got a couple things. I tried watching the new Dungeons and Dragons movie. I thought I would love it, and I couldn't get 45 minutes into it. I got like 40, 45 minutes in. I was like, this sucks. I'm out. And I feel bad. Maybe I watched it when I was in a bad mood after the Celtics game, but I think I got to give it another try. But for the first part of that movie, I was like, I saw the direction they were going with it, and I was like, I'm out. And I was really excited to watch that movie. So maybe I'll give it another try. But Dungeons and Dragons, you might like it. A lot of big action scenes and like fighting and like creatures and stuff. So it's cool. And then another show I just discovered on Netflix. You might like this. Love. It's by Judd Apatow. And Judd Apatow, he's done all Knocked Up. Fucking Judd Apatow's done every like major rom-com / great comedy movie. And he made this series. It's like a 3-season show on Netflix. It came out, I think it ended like a couple years ago, and it's really good. It's like one massive long rom-com.
Yeah, that's what it says. 3 seasons rom-com. It's got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.7 on IMDb.
Yeah,
so
it's got great ratings. That's why I
surprising.
checked it out. But yeah, those are my 2 things that I'm getting off. Otherwise, just watching YouTube. But
Well, actually, one quick tidbit on the food note. There's a lot of people, hopefully, I don't know. I have no idea what people listen to or watch, but I used to watch this show called Fuck That's Delicious by Action Bronson. I think both of you know about
100%.
I've seen a few episodes here and there. Like whenever you have it on, I'll watch it with you.
So
It's fucking
there was a
awesome.
falling out between Action Bronson and Vice some time ago. I don't know what it was about. I think it was because he was ripping 16-gram joints
Gold blunts.
in the corporate office of Vice. He's his own. He fucking
Vice is also going bankrupt too, I think. So
What?
I heard a rumor that Vice is like they filed for bankruptcy. Don't know if
fuck
don't know
outta
if that was a
here.
rumor or truth, but something to look up, I guess.
I'm gonna look that up. They're like $1 billion+ company.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true.
Vice
or
is not. Wow, holy fuck. I mean, that would be crazy if that happened. But
Regardless,
Fuck That's Delicious. He's been actually doing on his YouTube. He ended up doing it his own. They're a little bit shorter episodes, and they don't have
The production quality.
No, I mean, it's kind of the same shit. It's definitely a little bit less, but he's not really incorporating in every episode big body Benz and the two guys that he rolls around with. I can't remember.
Big body.
Lorenzo, is it?
I don't know. I just know big body best.
He also is not doing a ton right now with traveling. He's not going to like different parts of the world. He's
probably because Vice isn't giving him a budget to go do that. He's trying to do it on his own. He's doing it out of his own pocket.
Yeah, but I also think there's so much in fucking New York City and that's where he's from. And he's done so much in that show over multiple seasons that happened across the globe that I think he's doing more local anyway because that's where he comes from. Mm-hmm. So it's been a little bit less entertaining because of that, but also still fucking great. I love Action Bronson. So yeah.
I mean, I always watch this stuff on YouTube anyways.
Yeah.
You know, I never really watched it on a TV. I don't even know what do you have to have cable to watch it if you have Vice or like HBO
it's a Hulu.
Or so?
It's Hulu.
Oh, it's Hulu.
Yeah.
See, yeah, like I
Vice
never
just
had
produces
Hulu until like 2 years ago. So
yeah.
Yeah. And now HBO Max has become just Max, and I have
They're advertising the fuck out of it,
I have no idea what that means. Do I have to change my subscription? What are they merging with? I have no fucking clue. They're not doing a good job to explain that. They're like, check out Max to watch all
Well, that's because you don't know all the different apps. They were HBO Go. They were HBO.
No, I've always been an HBO guy. I had HBO, just the channel, then HBO Go, and then HBO Now. I mean, then it was HBO Now.
So they're just
then
merging
HBO
all that.
Max.
That's it.
But what's so confusing to me is in their big commercial for Max or whatever it's called, they keep showing just all the HBO shows that were already on HBO Max. So it's like, what are you changing? Or what are you merging with? I don't get it.
I don't know. It could just be potentially like a rebrand to bring in new subscribers, like a money grab or something.
HBO, those three letters are like synonymous with like great TV. Why would you drop that from your branding and just make it Max? That's what I don't understand.
Because
like when you watch an HBO show and the static comes up, it's like shh, doo doo.
Yeah.
Like that's like synonymous with great television and movies, and they're just dropping the HBO letters.
I think it's because I think that the simpler something is, and the more weight that simple thing carries, the more powerful and the faster your recognition becomes. Why on my sneaker is there just the swoosh instead of Nike? I don't see Nike anywhere on this sneaker.
It's on the bottom.
On the bottom here?
On the sole,
very small.
It's basically the part that no one's ever going to see when you're walking or standing. So the reason you do it is because you want people to see something and instantly know what the fuck it is. So like HBO Max doesn't roll off the tongue. But Max is like a 3-letter word compared to a multi-syllable, long fucking weighted thing. You know, why OG over, Omada? I don't know. If you get to the point where you have clout enough, like they're many billions of dollars company. I mean, it's not like they're, just a startup or anything like that. But I mean, ultimately, you want to be known for one thing instead of having all these different clan tags. It's stupid.
Yeah.
That's kind of exactly what it's. So their reasoning is they're signaling a new era for the company's digital ambitions.
Yeah.
So I guess what they're going to try to do with Max is not just make it HBO. Eventually, they'll probably try to acquire other streaming services.
As an example, if you were to look at Nike having done Malbon Golf, instead of doing Nike Golf or whatever they would call it, they created a new company. And that company is an extension because they knew that the branding of it would never go along with the Nike. It was actually probably going to cloud Nike's brand, if anything, to say Nike Golf. Why not just Nike? You know what I mean? But they wanted something specific to that niche. So, I mean, I think that those things were very niche. Someone who uses HBO Go probably was using it on their phone or something. I don't even remember why they had HBO Go, but there was something about the mobile access.
Because HBO Go just had a backlog if you missed it. Because HBO Go came out as Netflix was coming out, so that because HBO channels, if you missed Game of Thrones, you could go on HBO Go and rewatch it. if you missed the 9 o'clock start time on television of the HBO channels, you could just hit HBO Go. And just
I
start
didn't
it from
even
the
know
beginning.
that HBO had their own TV channels.
Oh, yeah, it's channels like 200 to something.
I didn't even fucking know that.
That's how I used to watch Thrones.
Yeah.
I'd watch on my cable
Really?
box.
Yeah.
I also
growing
started
up, we
watching-
always had like Stars and HBO on the cable packages.
Really?
There's like
Yeah.
10 channels that they're always cycling different stuff, but Sunday at 9 o'clock was always The Sopranos, then Game of Thrones, Band of Brothers, The Pacific, those shows.
When I was younger, my parents
Oz.
ripped out I had very little. I had to really pry my way into getting the content that I wanted to, and it only happened like later than 10 years old because
Yeah,
everything
well.
before that they limited me on. Although I did find out somehow to play Gears of War, which was like
Well, because
worse
they
than
don't
all
get
of
it.
them.
And that was the perfect example for me was my mom didn't understand what South Park was. She thought it was like a kid's like cartoon. So like me and my brothers got her to buy us the DVD box sets
You're
for
right.
seasons. I had the DVD box set for South Park seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and we would just rip them and laugh our ass off. Then
I think I did Family Guy.
yeah, 'cause
I was
they don't
Family
know-
Guy as
that's-
well.
They didn't understand. They don't get like that cartoons can be vicious and like that.
Come around,
And then South Park came out with South Park Studios, where you could just watch every episode of South Park online for free on the Comedy Central website. And that was before streaming came out. I don't know why the hell they did that, but it was awesome. Then we just would watch on the computer.
We had all the cable packages growing up, but my parents had parental controls on the TV until I was at about age 15, so it didn't really matter anyways.
I luckily never had any parental controls or anything.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
no
My
watch-
mom
I used to watch
caught
horrific horror
everything.
movies with my dad when I was like under 10 years old. So it fucked me up for good later on in life, but whatever. I guess our last summer, we'll kind of do like a little bit of a behind Omada here. What's going on? What's new behind the scenes? So going forward, the podcast is probably going to be shot from right here for at least a little while. We're officially in season 2 of the podcast, TeeBoxTalk. There might be some rebranding. There might not. Who knows? We're going to be getting some more guests on. We met a lot of people at the group chat golf tournament. So hopefully we get some of those characters on here. And just have fun with it. And then meanwhile, we're moving offices, and things are heating up, getting pretty crazy at Omada Golf. If you have anything to speak on.
Yeah, I think. Wow, it's been the office thing is going to be, I think, such a relief because it alleviates the pressures off of us. And one of the cool things about the new age is how it's probably there's positives and negatives, but there are some companies that can run online that don't really need physicality. And you have to think, like, as an example, January, we're considering going to the PGA Merchandise Show, which is the biggest golf show in the world. And you're there with all the competition, and you're trying to basically get business. You're trying to get people to want to carry your products in their stores, maybe big retailers, whatever it is. I mean, we came out of the 2017 one Caddy Clean with just little Caddy Clean with a company you never would have guessed. We ended up doing like $30,000 to $50,000 a year with this one customer for Caddy Clean, and it's not to say it's not a good product, but it's just like kind of a niche. It was just what it was. So if you get a couple accounts, you can go to some show like that and clean up. I mean, you can really build the business, how most people do. But our biggest skill set has been digital. I think that the ability for us to tell stories, to use these cameras, and to know how to do all of that, most companies are having to pay for it. It's funny. I saw someone commented on one of our advertisements and had questions or something like that. And they said they were essentially asked us to put some kind of features in the ad. And they said your marketing company missed that. So people don't even believe that Omada Golf, as an example, can create the type of content we're creating as a golf products company.
They think we're outsourcing.
They think we're outsourcing because we took such a unique approach to doing Omada Golf. Like, the first thing I ever did, and I've probably said this before, was invest into camera equipment because that's what I felt I needed to sell products online. And if we get really good with it over the next 5 months to a year, who's to say what or how we'll go about the growth and exploration into new everything? I don't know, but I can tell you that we're not slowing down. We're speeding up, and we're starting to figure it out. So it's exciting. And, hopefully the content continues to roll out, and we do a good job of that, and we entertain people. If there are any guests that you guys want us to bring on the podcast, please consider letting us know, because there's more and more people that we're becoming connected with that we would love to reach out and see if some people are interested, because I think that's kind of the new way we want to go about season 2 for T-Box Talk. And
get more guests and have fun with it. And I guess it's as good as time as ever to say this, but why do you have a bag of ice sitting on your finger this entire episode?
Well, Andrew and I were lifting. We were doing a lot of heavy lifting yesterday, and I rushed a door open situation with a couch in my hand and absolutely pinned my finger. You know what's funny about it is I have to really, in order for it not to be in searing pain, I have to elevate it.
You have to flip people off.
So
I know you're like, Will, check out my finger. I was like, good morning.
Yeah. So I was doing this out the car window yesterday. I was just driving home from work casually, just with my hand out the window. And what happens is, if you're keeping the middle finger up, naturally your other fingers start to decline.
Yeah.
And it just turns into a flip everybody off as you're walking around. So
that is fucking funny. Yeah, that finger's broken.
I think it might be broken. It hurts so bad.
Rip.
Does anybody else have anything else for the end of this episode?
No, I don't think so, man.
Got Josh, you good?
I'm good, Colucci.
All right, this has been Season 2, Episode 1 of T-Box Talk from a brand new setting. Should be way more exciting. Thank you all so much for listening. If you're new to the podcast because you listened to the Claire Hogle episode, thank you for following up and listening to another episode. As always, follow at T-Box Talk and at Omada Golf on Instagram and TikTok. Hop on our email list at Omada Golf. We just launched our spring sale. 25% off all new products, Tri-Light excluded, using code FLASH25. So that's going to end June 1st, Will?
June 1st.
That's going to end June 1st. So hop on over to the website, use code FLASH25, pick up yourself an Atlas rangefinder, pick up a brand new golf bag, grab one of these Hydro Tech hats for the summer. It's going to be awesome. Thank you all so much for listening. Have a wonderful weekend. Go Celtics. We're not dead yet, unless we lose tonight when this episode comes out. But okay.
See ya.